everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're going to get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
What's up, everyone? Man, it's week 14, which should be the last week before your playoffs for fantasy, as long as your league changed their settings from last year with the new game added to the season.
And if they didn't, that league stinks.
Yeah, and in some leagues, I'm regretting it because had the playoffs started this week, I'd be in all of them instead of playing to get in.
Oh,
It's
man.
better the Warrior way.
Yeah, it is. It's
It'll
true.
make
It's
you a
fair for
stronger
everyone.
person.
Exactly. Strong character. Strong character.
Speaking
Yes.
of strong
Struggle.
characters, so in the thumbnail, I threw in a little picture here. Have you guys watched Cowboy Bebop on Netflix?
I have.
No.
It's apparently getting canceled, the live action
Yeah.
one anyway.
Yeah.
I
I'm
remember
shocked.
Cowboy Bebop, though.
Yeah, they have the animated version, at least season
Yeah.
1 on Netflix right now, so you can go back and watch that. That's
But-
pretty
Oh,
still
word.
The
pretty
real
cool.
Okay,
life
that's what-
one is
I thought you
actually
meant there's a
pretty
new
dope compared
Yeah.
to like for most animes when they try and make it into like an actual real life, they suck.
Right.
But it was pretty dope. I watched the whole thing. I liked it, and then I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man, I can't.
Yeah,
wait
I
for
saw
season
that.
2.
I saw that live action Dragon Ball Z movie. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, the last Airbender. Remember that?
Oh
one?
yeah, that one was bad too. Yeah.
Right?
Why do they do that?
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Fantasy.
watching. I want to watch that. What is it, Rory Kenshin or some shit like that? Because the anime is good, and then that one is
what was
like
the other
actually Japanese. It looks really good. So
Death
Rurouni
Note.
Kenshin. Oh, Death Note was. It was like half okay, I guess, but it was
watched
still
about
really.
15
You guys
So-
remember
It was still
Ninja
pretty bad.
Scrolls?
Oh,
No,
Ninja
so
I didn't
Scrolls
get super
OG.
into animes,
Yeah,
but
that was like when I was
Death
fucking
Note
anime.
was one I was
a
like-
wee tyke.
all about.
Yeah, that one's
and
crazy.
I couldn't get like I watched the first like 15 minutes of live action, and I was like, nope.
Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of anime.
My daughters are heavy into that shit. So like, you know,
Dude,
I'm-
I read the subtitles. Like, I like the Japanese and the other languages to like be going off in the background.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all into that. It gives me
There
Yeah,
like
were
a
there
better
is
in
feel.
that.
Afghanistan, I watched that way, but it was because I had to. That was the only option. I
You know what's
prefer
funny is, like,
the English.
I'll just make my own dialogue. Fuck it. Watching in Japanese without the subtitle. I'll
With
just-
no
you know what I
subtitle.
mean?
Yeah, I'll make up my own storyline. Screw it.
Epic storyline.
It's probably better that way. It's probably better that way.
Oh man.
I wish
And
we
then-
could do that in fantasy football.
Right.
Make up my
I,
own
I
story.
tried to. I Before
I do
the
that
game,
every
I
Sunday
do.
night.
Yeah.
You know, on Sunday
I
nights
do it
when they
before the
introduce
games.
themselves,
I'm like, okay, this is what's gonna happen in the game.
like, he'll be like,
and then
Randall Cunningham, you know, barely could read. Like, you know what I mean? You know when they intro themselves? Like, be like,
I don't think
Like,
that's true, but still,
it'd be like
that's funny.
Steve Smith Sr., 4th grade education.
That I believe.
Like that, like I'm watching on mute and I do the fucking, you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
they
when
pop up
they're
and they say their name
introducing
and they
themselves.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's fun.
And then last thing before we get to actual football stuff, The Matrix comes out next week. Are you
Oh,
guys
a lot of things
excited?
comes out. A lot of things come out next
Spider-Man
week.
too.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
uh,
If you could get tickets.
Yeah, The Witcher
Uh,
season 2 on Netflix. You don't have tickets for that, but
Oh,
you don't have to
nice.
get tickets for that. But that's
You
coming
know-
out. There's a lot of nerdy stuff coming out next week.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm so
sure.
excited for The Matrix. I want to go watch Spider-Man as well, but I mean,
Yeah,
with
I'll probably wait on
Spider-Man,
that.
People are buying up all the tickets and like selling them for like hundreds of dollars online.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
are
it-
you
it's
kidding
the
me?
I will
culture
go to the next
right now.
multiverse and find tickets. I'm going to every multiverse till I find
Yeah,
the
go
one
to the
that's not
multiverse
sold
that
out.
still has tickets available.
Dude, that's
then
the
I'll
culture
bring
right now.
those
Everything's
tickets back.
resale.
Yeah,
Everything's resale. It's like everybody's trading NFTs and stocks. Like that's what that is. That's resale. You're just buying
system.
something. Game systems, shoes, anything you can find on the internet that's cool. New Balance right now has skyrocketed. Get yourself a pair of old New Balance, like 550s or something, and you can
I'm
resell
going-
those for
I'm gonna
$100
raid
right
my
now.
dad's
Balances?
closet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What
Yeah.
you know what's funny is Europe hella makes shit popular too. I bet you that's where it's popping at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Dude, that's
And
why I'm making my
you-
own.
and
we're all wearing New
Champion-
Balance, bloody.
That's why I'm making my own stuff in my own style right there at the Neon Peacock.
Yeah, check it out.
I love, hey,
Man.
man, hey, I love it. I love.
I saw some of your new ones that look pretty dope.
Yeah, I got
One of them reminds me of the like your own take on the Watcher. He's got like the eyes, and then his head's like the universe. Like
that's right. Yeah,
to be the universe.
that one.
It's
I just
crazy.
did that one yesterday. I feel like every time I mess around and I'm working on some of the digital art, every one I do just is better than the next one. So that's really cool right now for me
Yeah.
anyway. Until I run out of ideas, I guess.
See, that's why I love working with you too on the thumbnails, because like I'll just give you an idea and then you're like, boom, okay, cool. Because that's all you
here
really
you go.
need sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
It's
take
like-
much for me to. There's a lot of other stuff out there that I can draw inspiration from and mix and match and use to where I don't have to. It's not copyrighted or anything, and I still get to incorporate like my own style to it. So it's fun, and I think
we gotta
like
we gotta do a t-shirt line. I'm
For
telling
sure.
you, people
Yeah.
will buy this shit.
there's
Yeah,
collections
yeah.
and there's always sales, and they're actually really cheaper. If you go to the shop right now, there's a like usually a sale going on during the holiday season or every other week. So I think right now you can get just a regular plain classic T-shirt for like $15 plus shipping, right? Of course, but. And then I'm gonna link a charity to it later, so I want to do a lot of things with it. But it's cool, and I just started
Yeah,
it this
man, I'm
week, so go check
excited
that
for
out.
you, man.
Yeah,
I'm
it's dope.
excited.
Appreciate that. Me too. I'm excited.
And it's funny too, because it's like, you know what I mean? Peacock is already like you know, the metaphor in itself is like, you know what I mean, you're gonna stand out. And then
It
you
is.
throw neon in there too. You're like, you know, we're just gonna make sure we're all the way standing out. I love it.
The other one was it was going to be like electric peacock, but that was just too long to type out. So I was like, I need something short,
I
but still
like
gives
the
you that
neon.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That shit
I
goes
had
crazy.
a list of things that I ran through. Trust me. It
When
took
I
a
was
while
trying to
pick a
find
name.
you to tag you yesterday, I was like, "Where's he at?" And I was like, "Oh, he's neon." That's how I found out. I was like, "Oh, and that's the link he sent me." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's all coming together in my head." It's one of those shroom
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
pushing.
him. He made a picture of Mario with some, mushrooms, because
Yeah.
Mario eats mushrooms.
Mm.
And
You got to make me a
That's
Luigi
actually
joint.
that's
but it's
actually
me.
a
so that
plumber.
was my
There's
comment,
no
and he did, Bogard. Go check his Instagram out.
go
And you
check
know
those
what's
guys out.
crazy?
It's Starman and Enlightened Plumber. There's no
Yeah,
letters indicating who they
Good
are.
point. Yeah,
but-
'cause
Yeah.
you can't- yeah. Someone owns
That's
those
tight. I-
rights.
The parodies are going to be even funny. They're better anyway. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
how about this? Last night,
You
I
got to
almost
put a
had
B
par-
on that green one for Bogard.
Right?
I almost
I
destroyed
could do it
the
like
Space
I want to
Time
do
Continuum.
NFTs, so maybe I could just make different little variances
be
in there.
I was shrooming hella
It's
hard
it's
last
expensive
night,
to
right?
make an NFT, over $100 to just mint one.
I was getting off the show, closing the show last night, shrooming good. And then my girl, she calls me. She's like, "You gotta unclog the toilet. It's clogged." I was like, "All right." No, but check this out. 'cause then
Super plumber.
I had one of those moments. I was like, "Whoa, I'm Luigi, and I'm actually gonna go unclog a toilet right now." It was like I almost crashed the space-time continuum.
Amazing. That is some sort of
Paradox.
crazy.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
exactly.
I'm going to take us into some football here, but I'm going to start it out a little bit different than we normally do, and I'm going to get us right into this one. All right, this is where I give you guys 3 stats, 2 of them correct, 1 of them I made up. And you guys have to guess which one is wrong. Last week we ended Miles' hot streak.
I was 5 in a row until I got stumped last week. That was a really good one. I was torn between two answers, and it turned out to be the other one. So
And
you
we
got me.
also
You got me
ended
with Patrick
Bogart.
Mahomes and Derek. You got me with Patrick Mahomes and Derek Carr. It was like, they were two believable stats there. I couldn't figure out the
Did I
last.
get it 2 weeks in a row? And then
Yeah, you had a 2-week in a row run too. All right, here we go. Rob Gronkowski leads all tight ends in fantasy points per game.
per game. Played.
Jonnu Smith leads all tight ends in rushing attempts.
Oh,
Kyle Pitts leads all tight ends in yards per reception with at least 30 receptions.
oh man. I'm gonna be honest with you. You completely got me here on these because these are tight end stats.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
say
so
it's Kyle. I'm gonna say it's Kyle. It's either it's the Gronk one is factual because he's only played about 5 or 6 games and he balled them like damn, they're all of them.
yeah, that seems really, really probable. Unless, like, for some reason that doesn't count. Like you're averaging the games that there's
And
zeros
like
in there.
the rush attempts things. I mean, you have guys like Tommy Tremble who had like a couple of rushes. You know what I mean? Fucking it's Jonnu. I know he's had a few on the year. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's the trick one because
Yeah, that one could be the trick one.
Kelsey's rushed a few. You know what I mean? Like
That's who I thought of as well. Like Travis Kelsey probably is a tight end who's had some rushing attempts and we didn't even realize it. They just looked like passes, but they were like handoffs or something. I feel like that could be.
Kyle Pitts has hella yards this year.
Yeah,
Like,
man, you got me pretty stumped here. I mean, tight ends and tight ends this year in particular.
I'm gonna say the Kyle Pitts thing, man. Because
all right,
if you read what the Kyle Pitts is, he
Kyle Pitts leads all tight ends in yards per reception with at least 30 receptions.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Like you can't have 2 receptions.
I don't buy that one.
I'm not going to take that though. Maybe Gronk has like right around 30 receptions and has hella yak yards. So give me what was the second one again?
Jonnu Smith leads all tight ends in rushing attempts.
Give me that one.
So the correct answer or the wrong answer, the made up stat is
Gonna be the first one.
Kyle Pitts leads all tight ends.
Oh,
in
boom, I
yards
got it.
per reception.
I'm back on the board, baby.
He is fourth. But
Nice.
yeah, Jonnu has by far the most rushing attempts too.
Oh, really?
And yards. He has 6 rushing attempts. The next closest is 3.
So double.
By far, that's double than everyone else.
But this is why I say by far too. He also had it for 26 yards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty
The
decent.
next closest was I think 4.
Yeah, why are we giving tight ends the ball? Come on, to rush.
Man.
What's going on here?
It was as I think about it, it was probably all in that New England Buffalo. Was it Buffalo game? Yeah, New England Buffalo game.
Nah,
where
he
they
had
couldn't throw the
he
ball.
had one carry. He had one carry in that game. I think it was the big breakaway one. He had like a 20-something yard run not too long ago. I want to say it was it might have been against the Jets actually weeks ago. Either way, that one made sense to me. I was like the Kyle Pitts one was like that's Fugazi. I was like he's trying to get me.
I think I got a little. I got a little turned around on that one. That's all right.
I had to go look at it because I'm like, I don't know enough about tight ends. I'm like, I need to brush up on my tight end stats.
I had to log into my sleeper because I hadn't looked into my any of my lineups.
What? We gotta do a trivia show but you gotta come up with like fucking like 30 of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do points here.
Panel.
Yeah, I'm down.
We do like categories, like kind of like Jeopardy style.
Yeah, I could do it at the end of the season for sure.
Yeah, give me tight ends for 500, Clock.
I'll take Jonnu's for
who is Jonnu Smith?
There we go. Okay, I had to fix something here, but I got it all worked out. Okay, here we go. Let's get into some injuries, guys. We got
horrible week.
Yeah. So, first of all, Deebo Samuel is expected to play.
Oh, yeah. Let me put him back in my lineups. This kind of hurts. This hurts my Jeff Wilson plays. Yeah.
Also George Kittle.
And then I remember when you were asking about Wilson or Henderson, and then that one kind of worked itself out.
It did work itself out, but now Deebo played, so now I'm like kind of bummed. But I'm still I'm okay with it, I guess, because
does Deebo lead them in carries this week?
I think we're gonna run the ball like 30 times as a team, like at minimum. Like that's gonna be that's the game plan. As long as we don't get behind like in the first fucking quarter, like double digits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep running the ball. So I think Deebo's I think they all get a decent workload, but the guy who's gonna be in the money downs, the money packages, it'll probably be Deebo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
which do you think happens more? Deebo carries the ball or Josh Norman gets pass interference calls?
I mean, he's going to be on he's our best corner because Mosley's out. So like I'd say
No.
I'll go with the latter with with Norman.
I'll probably say that I'll probably say that Debo gets the kick. I don't know, man. I feel like with the groin injury,
Nah, but
maybe they don't give him a lot. I'm being
let me
serious.
ask you that because you're an athlete for real. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like if you're nursing a groin, what would you think that it would be tougher to run the ball out of the backfield or run his routes?
Actually, no. It'd probably be tougher to run his routes.
Exactly.
Breaking coming out of the routes, and the quick starts off the line or anything like that.
And
Somebody
here's the
puts
thing too.
leverage. He's big though. He doesn't really have release moves. He kind of runs these slants or like slowly developing routes.
Look at this.
Just winds up open somehow.
Exactly. He's huge.
For this season, his average depth of target in his career was 2 yards. Right. This year he really exploded. I think he's up to like 7 yards right now or something like that.
Yeah, like, he'll run a skinny post or
exactly. Because even if we're not rushing the ball per se, like handing him it off, those little 2 yard passes that we'd be rocking with him. You know what I mean? Like that's basically running the ball through the air. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
yeah, they try to get him off the line really quick too. I guess he does have. But they scheme him open. They run. I think that
slants like you were talking about. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they'll run. They'll crossing routes and stuff like that, and so he doesn't have to use a lot of moves, I guess.
Yeah, shallow crosses all day.
And he's straight line speed also. So once he gets going one direction, he doesn't have to make a lot of cuts, and that's really I think what affects you with a groin. And then he did have, if you think about it, the week off. So you want to put all that together. It's 2 weeks to really rest the groin. So that's probably why he's like, he's been feeling better. I'm assuming from the beat reports. I haven't paid much attention, just kind of in and out of my lineup.
He'd always be like, "Yeah, I have a groin issue."
Of course.
When he gets the massage. So I gotta get a massage.
So with the way that Watson would run a lot, honestly, I'm not gonna say he didn't have a lot of.
A distasteful joke.
I know, but I wouldn't say that he didn't have a lot of groin or glute issues. There's times when, like, in flag football,
he definitely had a lot of groin issues.
He's like, yeah, you know what? Put me down for glute too, baby.
When I'm running down the sidelines and you were using our hips, to avoid somebody pulling our flags, and you're going full speed and you turn your hips open, I've messed up my groin like doing that, several times. So me being old, I just got to make sure I do a little more yoga and stretch a lot more before I go out there. I'm 35. That'd be way at the end of my football career for a wide receiver right now.
I used to like.
Are you guys worried at all for Debo for putting him in your lineup?
No.
Yeah.
If he plays, you play him. He's the top. He's like the number 3 receiver overall. But he
like I have Wilson.
Yeah,
I have Wilson in my RB2 spot right now, and I have Aaron Jones going in my flex tonight.
Jeff Wilson, I'm more worried about him. Brandon Ayuk even. And I think it hurts George Kittle, but I'm still playing George Kittle.
Here's the thing. This has.
Who are they playing? Cincinnati?
Yeah, they're playing Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they're like schizophrenic on defense because like sometimes they show up like a top 10 unit, and then sometimes they look like a bottom 5 unit. You know what I mean? But like they're secondary. They're one of their best corners is a veteran, Awuzie. It's tight because that's my guy, Wiseman's first cousin and shit. But yeah, Awuzie, he's not playing, so I kind of like IU because I think in my
Elijah Mitchell is also out.
Yeah, he's out.
To be clear.
So
Mixon's expected to play, and they kind of slow the game pace down in Cincinnati. They just like to want to run the ball and drag it out, and not let the other team, if things are going well for them, obviously.
But I don't know if anyone wants to do that more than San Francisco.
Yeah,
super slow paced game.
But also the thing I was about to point out is like the glaring holes is both these teams secondary. Like both teams safety play is good, but the corners are the questionable. Like we have Josh Norman and then I couldn't tell you our other guy right now because
I can't either.
Manuel Mosley's out. You know what I
mean? And the next guy, I forget his name, but he's out as well.
And
so
Manuel
it's actually
Mosley, he's one of the more targeted cornerbacks this year, and he hasn't given up one touchdown. And you know what I'm saying? He's out. That's a big deal because he's really came on. You know what I mean?
All right. Dallas Cowboys, we got Pollard, who is out as well. Or likely not to play, I should say.
Yeah, I think I got right before we started about 20 minutes ago an alert saying that he was going to be out, but I didn't read the full alert because it came up through my phone.
It's not official yet, but That's all the reports are saying he's not playing. So Ezekiel Elliott, do you think he finishes top 12?
Yeah.
There's only
You
like
know
20
why?
running backs this week or
I have
something.
him in
Yeah,
my
I was,
top
I was
five.
just about to say that. Peacock, like, yeah, I think
Or
he
no,
will
I don't.
because it's so ugly.
I have him as my RB9,
Yeah,
I
he
mean-
could finish top 12 for sure.
Yeah.
which is
Zeke,
considerably higher than the consensus rankings.
right?
think-
But
I
the thing is,
I think
on Thursday night,
Gibson's
right?
better
We
than
had
him.
we had 2 touchdowns from running backs on either
Najee
side.
and
So we
Cook,
need
yeah.
performances like that for those
And
running
then, like-
backs to finish top 10.
Yeah, and then there's a cast of names here. Fournette. Eckler. Kamara against the Jets. Hell yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one.
Come on, Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones
against the
Saquon
Chargers.
against the Chargers. I mean, he's poised for a big game because the Chargers are bad against the run. You know what I mean? So like they're
Yeah.
and then you have
Josh
Zeke and-
Jacobs
I like-
without Drake.
Yeah, and getting all the receptions too, and playing Kansas City where it's going to be hella windy too. So maybe he does get a
Yeah.
bunch of little short
Yeah,
receptions.
I'm playing all my Packers against Chicago today, hopefully, or tonight.
So
in
let me
prime time.
ask with Elliott, would you rather play Elliott or Javonte Williams against Detroit?
See, that one's tricky because, like,
It's just going to be Elliott, man.
I'm
You have
going
Melo.
Elliott.
Alone.
yeah,
Yeah, I like
I
that.
mean, you're gonna see a little bit of Corey Clement sprinkled in, and it might be annoying and shit. But I mean, and if we see a lot of, if all of a sudden like Corey Clement is doing the goddamn Tony Pollard role, like that would indicate that Zeke is really really banged up. You know what I mean? But he's been a full go. Even last week he was a full go, and he looks sluggish. So I'm hoping like this week because they're gonna give him a load. You know what I mean? It's a division. He's
what
got to
Jerry
get up
Jones
for
said.
this game. He's got to get it. I know. But see, but Jerry Jones is not the coach though. That's
Yeah.
also, you know what's funny? That's kind
Wait,
of a
what? This is breaking news.
no. But here's the thing. That's a
Play
flex.
the
That was a
drop.
Mike McCarthy.
Or what? It's ESPN. Sorry.
You see Mike McCarthy? That was a flex, bro. That was a little subtle flex. Like, nah, like he says we're gonna run the ball all Zeke. No,
Yeah, right. All right. So Washington,
that's why he's gone next year.
Right. Yeah. Washington football team. JD McKissick is
Out.
questionable, expected not to play, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might
I think
be out
Scoochies is
already.
out.
And
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel, I know, is questionable with a groin injury.
He's gonna go.
He's expected to play.
They said he's
Yeah.
gonna go. Yeah.
Like, how far does McKissick being out raise Gibson for you?
It's a few more receptions and a few more carries, definitely.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I raised him 2 spots in my rankings. He is already pretty high up there. So
I
That
mean,
sounds
like
about right.
look at last week he was in. Last week he had all the work and he was in the smash spot against the Raiders. This is the same scenario too, where like pass catching running backs they eat on this Dallas front because they come with the pass rush. So a lot of times the slot recievers out of the back, running backs out of the backfield or the tight ends, they eat. Outside of right receivers get choked out. You know what I mean? So I'm not, I'm kind of nervous about McLaurin, but I love Ricky Seals as a streamer. I love Gibson this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game. It might be one of those turn into one of those defensive slug deals early on, but I feel like it'll open up just like any Cowboys divisional game. You know what I mean? The points will go up there for one of the teams or something.
I mean, the secondary is so bad for Washington. You know what I mean? And for what it's worth, Washington's sack numbers went up like tremendously since Chase has been out. Like, so like they've been, it's kind of like, when you don't have to force feed your best receiver, now you can let your quarterback call some plays. Like Ron Rivera gets to actually you know what I mean? Like he has to scheme his guy or him and who's it? Jack Del Rio? It's Del
that who
Rio
it
over
is?
there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's been there for every.
scary.
Del Rio's he's not bad, man. He had him as a top 5 unit last year.
Wow.
All right. So Houston, though.
Oh, geez, we're talking about these.
Yeah. So Brandon Cooks is questionable, which is fine. Whatever. He should be playing. But what I wanted to bring up is your quarterback over there, Miles. They're saying that how he plays the rest of the season is going to determine what they do this offseason.
Well,
Whether they just
probably
burn
so.
the whole thing down.
would you say they're gonna judge how he plays? Judge Davis Mills lanes. Let's get it on.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be judged. No, they were hoping that he faced a pretty tough schedule when Tyrod was injured. The Texans had a pretty rough go of opponents regardless. That's why they were predicted to not, hit 4 wins this season. So he did hit a rough spot.
2.
They have 2. They should have beaten the Jets. I don't know what happened there. They clearly tanked at the end. I mean, Tyrod just threw a 3 and like or a 5 and out.
Need to be ahead of the Jets.
They instead of throwing a Hail Mary and giving them a chance to win the game, they just threw like a 5-yard out and ended the game. I was like, what the freak is that?
And then ended his career. Tyrod, I feel like Tyrod, he gets the job done. Like he goes there.
Not that job though.
No. He did. Like,
Mills has had a couple of games now. Mills has had a couple of games now to sit and just kind of watch and learn the offense a little bit better and just learn the NFL. He's still a rookie, so they're hoping that plus NFL. They have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming up, and the schedule kind of is a little easier here towards the last couple of games. So they're hoping that that's just going to be an easier transition.
That'd be such a great story.
They're hoping that it's an easier transition for him. I mean, he put up 302 against the Patriots, and the Patriots are hella good this season. So. And they lost that. It was a close game by a field goal or something like that out there. So
I mean, I would like to see Davis Mills like emerge as like a good quarterback in the NFL. I think that'd just be like a cool story after how bad Houston.
They have decent fantasy dynasty potential with Davis Mills, Brevin Jordan, and Nico Collins. So if you look at those guys, they can. I mean, not Davis Mills specifically, but those 2 receiving weapons can ball, and we saw that in their college pedigree, and you've seen it in flashes with them this season. So I think that they're going to try to run with that young core and see what they have in the last couple of games here. And if it looks good, then they'll try to build around it. If not, then they're definitely going to have to look for, another direction and probably trade back or move back in the draft this upcoming season. If you go back to 2012 or 13, when Nick Caserio, I think they had like a top 5 pick there in New England. Him and Bill Belichick. I'm sorry, not a top 5 pick. They had an early first round pick, and they traded that back for I think 5.
Is at work.
They traded that back and they got 5 picks out of it. I think it was Cordell Patterson, and they turned it to most of their defensive players that they used that season to go to the Super Bowl. So that's what I think Texans fans are hoping for this year. If Davis Mills performs well and they can keep him there, then maybe they'll take one of the top edge rushers coming up in next year's draft if they're available at pick number 3 or wherever they finish this season.
Gardner Minshew.
Man, that'd be great. Trade for Gardner.
Right?
Yeah.
Send Deshaun a bunch of picks. Give us Gardner.
Gardner Minshew's going to save Detroit, actually. Fuck that. He's going to go to Detroit and save them.
No, come on. He likes the South. He can't wear jorts in Detroit. I mean, come on. He needs to come to Houston.
He would. He'll be out there in a jock strap, damn near butt-ass naked.
In a blizzard.
In the freezing cold.
In a blizzard.
Yeah. Chopping wood. You're like, Gardner, what are you doing out here?
Chopping wood in a jock strap.
It's freezing out here. What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm chopping firewood.
We don't even have a fireplace.
He'll build a fire. He's a woodsman.
He's just chopping down a house.
He's actual survivor man. Like he's Gardner Minshew. He's barefoot right now somewhere in the world.
I would like to have Gardner Minshew as my QB, but oh well, it is what it is. That's how bad the Texans are right now.
I love the Ginsu.
Okay. So the New York Jets put Elijah Moore on IR. Tevin Coleman is out. Are we starting any Jets?
Next question.
Man, no.
Yeah, I'm avoiding it, but
Zach
will
Wilson
say
in a super flex. Yeah,
I will say
that's about the extent of it for me.
Yeah, I threw who was it? Crowder. Is Crowder in?
Yeah, Crowder should be in. It might be a Crowder game.
It's pronounced Crowder.
Yeah, I threw him in
New England Clam
one
Crowder.
Of my, Super Draft Pro lineups because he's got a crazy multiplier.
He should go to New England, man. That'd be awesome. That way we could call him New England Clam Crowder.
I like that.
It's too perfect. It has to
happen. It's too good. The stars would have to align.
Darren Waller out again, so we got another Foster Moreau game.
I guess it's you mean Hunter Renfrow,
right? The island of Dr.
Yes.
Island of Dr. Renfrow, man. Put him on an island, beats everybody.
Basically the OC, bro. He's been drawing up the plays for real. Like this is a real thing. Like
he's been having
actual thing. Like he's in there.
He's been having breakfast with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
It was Cooper Kupp earlier in the year.
That makes sense. That's why he's getting so many targets. He's like, look, I drew up this perfect play. The
And
offense coordinator's
this-
like, oh yeah,
I
this is
think he's,
genius.
it's
I don't
like
have to do my
7
job.
He
No,
puts
real
himself
talk.
in a bunch, and then everybody just goes straight. He just like runs some zigzag, and he's like, it works every time.
He
I'll
has
be in
3
this
games
area.
of
just
7
looking.
receptions
I'll be in
straight.
this
Like,
area. I'll be in this general vicinity.
and
Open.
it's gonna fucking it's gonna be like a real windy today, like possibly, right? They're saying like 15 to 20 mile winds.
Oh, I
And
hate those
Derek
games.
Carr historically plays bad in
Play in
Kansas
domes.
City. He's never won in Kansas City until last year with Crazy Gruden. You know what I mean? But like I'm saying, like all the excuse me, racist Gruden, but all the short
Touche.
target, it's gonna be short targets. You know what I mean? Like, so it's gonna be a Renfro game again. And Moreau, it killed me because I played a ton of Moreau last week.
Me
You
too.
didn't do too well last week.
No.
I had to go back and watch the game where I went and dissected the game. And like he was out there at like 95% of the snaps, but he was out there blocking like half the time. Cause then, like I was telling you, Washington, ever since they lost Chase Young, their sack numbers went up. You know what I'm saying? Because then when they had Chase Young, they were still like top in pressures against opposing QBs. You know what I mean? So there was that. But then like he was out there blocking, and I'm hoping Frank Clark and Chris Jones and all them ain't like super duper, many, where it's like he has to be out there blocking all day because I need
He's
some
going
Renfro.
Yeah,
He's gonna
I
have
feel like the Chiefs. This was like one of those get right game, but I don't know. It feels like it could be a get right game. I mean, it's a feeling.
Offensively?
who knows what's gonna happen? Yeah, they may run them up
The
and beat
Raiders
them by
were
2
their get back
touchdowns.
game the last time. The last time they were
Yeah.
on like an offensive slump, it was the Raiders when they played them. Then Patrick Mahomes goes for 404 or 5
go.
even. He threw for 5 that. Yeah.
That'd be
But
great
it's a
for a lot of
win,
my
too.
dynasty teams that have been kind of
need
like mediocre. They're all.
I'll
I have
take
all
it.
my teams are 7 and 6 trying
I
to
have
get
a
in
lot
this
of
week.
Patrick Mahomes, so
Me too.
Brandon Cooks is active and ready to play. Just got the alert.
Nice.
So as Mr.
You guys
Iron
love
Man,
Brandon Cooks so much.
he's the only light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, and they plan to. They are the only player that they've said he's the only player that they've said that they are going to want to keep and build around. It's like what?
yes.
Hey, Brandon Cooks is like ching ching.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he's the franchise now. I'm going to
I
get a
don't
Brandon
think he's
Cooks
even
jersey.
got the super big bag yet because he kept
He's
getting
never
traded on
think
his
about it.
rookie
Yeah, he's played
contract.
on a bunch of different teams. He's never like been somewhere. So I think that they said that they want to do that.
Finally
But let's
found
see.
the home.
Good for
I mean,
him, man.
I hope that's what came from Nick Casario because he's the one who's going to actually decide shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that came from Cully, it doesn't matter. I mean, he liked Mark Ingram and they shipped him out after like
Right.
4 games this year.
Right. I'm getting to the New York Giants here, and their injury report is pretty extensive.
Everyone.
Mike Glennon concussion
I was going to
questionable.
say, tell us who's playing.
Kenny Galladay questionable, expected to play though.
There we go.
Sterling Shepard questionable. Kadarius Toney oblique out. Daniel Jones out. Like, I think the only Giant I'm interested in is Saquon Barkley.
How many wins did the Giants have?
I don't have their record up. It's not.
They have
much.
4 or 5 wins.
God, I feel like they
That's
lost
the New
every
York
game.
Giants record.
I know they haven't, but that's
I
how
was gonna
it
say,
feels watching.
4 and
them
8.
play.
They don't. Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say they don't have like a top 5 pick. Because I know like the Jets have 2 and like Miami has.
But
1 or
watching them play,
2.
it's like they should lose every game.
Jaguars have 2. Like all those teams have like 2 top picks for this coming draft. It's crazy.
Yeah, and with Daniel Jones out too, I don't even want I'm not. Galladay's been
Danny
bad.
Dumbass, you mean?
Yeah, I don't want any of their pass catching options.
Sterling Shepard, man.
Yeah,
going
maybe
on a limb
him.
here. I'm gonna go on a limb here, and this is what let me make my.
But
case
would
real
you
quick.
put him in your lineup though?
Yeah, as a third receiver or flex in a deeper league. Yeah, I'm actually doing that in the SBI. As long
Sterling
as he plays.
Sterling Shepard or Jalen Guyton.
See, Jalen, they're 2 different receivers. With Sterling Shepard, you're
which
looking for
one's
the
going in
pileup
your
on
fantasy
receptions.
lineup?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it'd probably be Jalen Guyton then, I guess, because at least Jalen Guyton's connected to Herbert.
Good quarterback.
You know what I mean?
Good quarterback play.
Yeah, that's what I'm banking on with that.
And
play.
like with Mike Williams back, Jalen Guyton's gonna go back to his role, being the opposite out wide to Mike Williams. Like that's why when you look at Jalen Guyton, his
Jalen
stat lines
Guyton or MVS.
MVS.
Okay, cool.
That was easy.
I'm making a claim for Guyton, but I was just going to keep him on my roster and see what happens this week. Just so nobody plays him against me.
Here's the thing. He is he's MVS without the targets because he has 19 targets in the last 2 weeks. This is the thing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, man. I was impressed with Jalen Guyton going up again that 50-50 jump ball in the end zone, and he just
Yeah.
snatched it away.
I mean, here's the thing.
That was
Let me
nice.
tell you, MVS would never do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh,
He would swat
shit."
it away.
Aaron Rodgers would be like, I put it right in your hand. Like if MVS had like a 3 foot wide hand, you know what I mean? Like a big catcher's mitt hand, he would never catch it still.
But
Baseball glove.
MVS is the proof that the wide receivers in the NFL are not using Stickum.
See, there you go. In another 100 years, listen, in another 100 years of football, receivers are going to evolve to have on their non-writing hand. It's going to be like extra enlarged because that's going to be like their catcher's hand.
Makes sense.
I'm telling you,
Makes sense.
Where did I put Shepard? Okay, so I'm looking. I have Shepard.
just the one hand.
I have Sterling Shepard as my wide receiver. 58.
Okay, I was going to say 48.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
58. Okay.
that's 2 spots behind Jalen Guyton.
Here's why
MVS.
here's why I'm making a case for Sterling Shepard though as an okay streaming option is when he all the games that he started.
MVS is a lot higher.
Yeah, I like MVS over Shepard for sure, but I'm saying like Shepard in the games he started over 30%, or not over, he gets 30% of the target market share. That's incredible. You know what I mean? Because he had those big games early on before he got hurt, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. This was without Golladay, and this was also without. I mean, it was with Golladay, but it was without Kadarius Toney, and then now we're in the same situation. So,
Man.
All right. So before I'm gonna get to our segment for our start of the week,
I like Josh
Maddie.
Palmer better than Guyton this week.
Do you?
Though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
If you know what's funny is
I've been going back and forth on how
Look at
I
this.
feel about this
because I'm looking for a WR3 who's going to get me steady points. He was drafted to be the Keenan Allen incumbent. You know what I'm saying?
So at the beginning of the week, I was fully on board Palmer, and then like after I went back and watched Guyton play, I was like, kind of
because
wow,
Guyton's
I
the
like
big
him.
play guy.
Yeah.
Look at you don't
What
have to
about
watch his
Amon-Ra
plays.
St. Brown?
I have
Would
him
you
in there,
wait,
up there.
Would you play Amon-Ra St. Brown
I mean, he's a
in that
volume
wide
play.
receiver 3?
as
Yeah,
a wide receiver
why
3?
not?
Yeah.
You know what
Because
I
I
mean?
picked up MVS over him. Like I dropped him for MVS, and I was like, I'm gonna.
Here's
I
also
have
why-
MVS one spot above him.
Here's
Okay.
also why I like Palmer.
That makes
I
me
like-
feel pretty good still. Like
I like Palmer better too because if you look at the receivers that's played against the Giants, all the slot guys and underneath guys eat. You know what I mean? Like look at Waddle last week. You know what I mean? The outside receivers are the ones that struggle against them. That's why I'm a little worried about Guyton. But at least Guyton now with Mike Williams back, Guyton will get like the secondary option. And you know what I mean? And James Bradbury, he'll be on Mike
I'm gonna
Williams.
get our start of the week video with Maddie
Yeah.
Daddy in here.
Yeah.
Buddy, I'm still coming after you. See you soon.
Oh, Maddie Daddy, week 14, clock management. As you can tell, I'm a little worse for wear this week. Ran into some trouble. It's funny how art imitates life sometimes. But let's talk my fantasy football start. I'm going to Buffalo. We're talking Dawson Knox, tight end, going up against the Bucks. But Maddie Daddy, he just struggled. Why are we starting this guy? Because Tampa Bay has been bad against the tight ends. We've seen 7 instances where tight ends have put up 10-plus points, ranked 26 against tight ends. I think this is a locked and loaded tight end one with flex appeal. The targets, the upside, I'm buying this guy. Get him in your lineups. Flex appeal, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. As you can tell, I had a rough weekend. Was paid a little visit by a surprise, as you can say, in the parking lot on the way home Friday. Let's roll the footage. Surprise, surprise, sneak attacked. Who would want to attack a cute, kind, down-to-earth guy like the Maddie Daddy? Well, there's only one guy who would do something like this. Let's keep rolling the footage. Well, well, well. Jay the Plug, huh? That's how you got to attack people behind their back when they're not looking? Plug, just so you know, your time's coming, brother. Tuck that chin, because the Matty Daddy is coming back. Woo.
And that was hilarious.
Things are escalating over there.
Yes.
I like how he
I've
like
been
did
instigating it.
he did the video enhance and his face just popped up.
Enhance. Yeah, we
I love
gotta
it.
work on our software over here for video enhancement.
I thought that was quite good. It was quite accurate. We know who the culprit is.
The facial recognition is still working on a perfect match.
It's the technology is dated, but it's still accurate.
Oh, that was
man.
awesome. That's good stuff.
That's why I wear sunglasses on everything. I don't want them to fully digitally scan my face.
Let me tell. I think
The Ds.
Dawson Knox though is going to. I love the Dawson Knox.
Yes, I
think
agree
he's-
with that one.
I
I'm
think
playing him.
he-
I'm playing him
is-
everywhere. Hope it's right.
There's even
Yeah.
instances where I had him in Fairmouth and I played Fairmouth and I'm flexing Knox. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm playing.
I
What?
don't hate it. I have
Yeah, I'm
Dawson
doing it.
Knox as my tight end 2 this week.
I
I'm
like
playing
it.
Jared
I love
Cook
your
in
version.
places where I'm forced to because Darren Waller's out.
Yeah,
See, and that's going back to how I said the Giants give up everything short, like they keep everything in front of them on defense, right? And it's like, and I'm gonna be mad if it's the random Jared Cook and the random Stevenson or who's the other guy, Parham, you know what I mean, Parham or
Parham.
whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Should I-
Par Hamburger and
Parham.
Par Hamburger helper, you know what I mean? And like I'm gonna be mad if it's one of those guys because I like the Josh Palmer play. And you know what's funny is I was telling people, I said, watch when Mike Williams comes back, you know what I'm saying? If he gets cleared, you're going to see the projections favor Palmer over Guyton, and they do, you know what I'm saying? Because they expect Guyton to be the guy to pile up the receptions, you know what I mean? Versus if you look at Guyton's stat line, he's gonna get relegated to his normal role, which is the
4 or
big
5
play
targets
guy.
for deep
Yeah,
shots.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, 2 for 70 or last week 4 for 90 in a tug, you know what I mean?
We talked about Keenan Allen being out. Also, just so we're clear on everything, Mike Williams is playing as well.
Mhm.
Let's hope he doesn't. But I feel like Mike Williams also has that deeper, like, takes them to like 4 for 70 and a
Yeah,
touchdown.
he's
He's
that guy
the
too.
same
So-
person. So
I'm gonna. So basically,
need a possession receiver.
Going off what Bogard was saying, I think I
Jared
agree
Cook.
with the Palmer because
I think Jared
he-
Cook might be that possession receiver for them, and Parham, like that tight ends
Yeah.
might serve that purpose for
Yeah,
them in this
third
game.
down guys they could trust. Yeah,
Big
I mean,
targets.
Herbert favors them in those situations. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? If that situation is in the goal line, you know what I mean? Like, but also too, it's like Eckler is the focal point too. So I fully expect him to pile up, you know what I mean, a couple like 4 or 5 receptions too. You know what I mean? And I'm just hoping that like the Giants can actually make it a game with Saquon or Shepard or somebody just to keep this fantasy relevant. Because if you don't, there is a large realm of possibility like it's a blowout early and then they don't have to do much. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, it could happen. Hopefully, like you said, it stays fantasy relevant.
Yeah, because it's receding hairline Glennon. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I hear
That's
you.
better-
Hey,
that's better for Barkley, though.
I got a close receiver question for you in the flex. It's full PPR. Beasley or Landry?
Landry for me.
Beasley's playing Tampa Bay. I think Landry's playing
Yeah.
Baltimore.
So I actually looked into this at blitz rates, right? At blitz rates, who his hot
Beasley or
rate?
Landry, you said.
Landry
so
or
at-
Beasley? Hot sauce versus juice.
Hold on. First, we're going to come back to yours. But
Okay,
first,
cool.
let's help.
All right. Zeke, Javante,
Zeke.
Monty, or Dylan? Oh, so you can only pick. Pick two.
Pick 2. Okay.
I like.
Javonte's in
Use
there.
one.
I like
Damn. Zeke
Yeah, Zeke and Javante
this
for me.
week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm double checking, but I'm.
I really
saying
like
Zeke.
Monty a lot though too, man.
But he was like all banged up. Wasn't his whole body like hurt this week?
Yeah, I'm going Zeke and Javante. So for me, the order of this is Zeke,
And Monty's
Javante,
playing Green Bay.
AJ, and then Monty.
Right. And
Yeah.
AJ's playing Chicago, but Aaron Jones should be fully healthy and back.
Yeah.
I think
I
what
have
helps
AJ
AJ
I have
Dillon is
AJ
he works
above,
as the closer
Aaron Jones.
too. The game script's going to favor Dillon. You know what I mean? He's
Just
they're going to
realized.
own time of possession.
I need
And-
Aaron Jones with like 3 receiving touchdowns early, and then AJ Dillon can just finish it all off,
I
and
just
everybody's happy.
realized
That'd be
that
great, right?
AJ Dillon's first name is AJ, and then Aaron Jones' initials are AJ.
Ooh,
Oh.
paradox.
That
If they can just fuse them into one,
messed me up
Yeah.
there for a
he
second.
would be a must.
I think he
start
almost
every
put him
week.
in order there. Zeke, Javante, and then it would have been Dylan and then Monty. So I would
That's
go
for me,
that.
and they're all
that
to
order.
me. I have all of them in the top 14 running
Zeke
backs.
is frustrating,
so that's
but
a good
I
problem. to have.
expect Tony Pollard to be out, and it's got to be a full work. It's got to be the whole load for Zeke, man.
Right.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
That's the reason I
believe that
have
for
him up there.
Monty too. I believe that for Monty too, but I feel like Monty's got to do everything in the first half before they abandon the run. And like,
That's the problem, right?
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
and I think
you know,
Monty and Javante will probably have a similar. They'll probably still finish with a similar fantasy
the
line.
Lions get beat up against the run too, so there's that. That's why I like Javante a lot. You know what I mean?
All right, we
What's
got
up,
another
Ryan?
one, guys. Ryan H.
Standard.
Yeah.
Pick one wide receiver. Standard scoring: Gallup or Crowder, Gallup,
Gallup.
Crowder, or Gage.
I'm going Gallup. Gage might get Stephon Gilmore for real, or even
Oh,
if
really?
not. Yeah, I mean, but more
Yeah,
likely
'cause who else
Stephon
they
Gilmore will
got?
be on Pitts.
Yeah,
Actually, let me
probably.
rephrase that. But then still, they have C.J. Henderson, who actually
Yeah,
been coming on.
that
Like,
could
I
be
still
ugly.
respect that secondary.
I
Carolina's
didn't
good.
know that. I was going to say Gage, but I wasn't aware that the matchup was really tough this week.
It's Carolina. You know what I mean?
They don't
Last
really-
time they had Calvin Ridley, he caught a touchdown, but he didn't have much yardage, and they completely erased. Well, not
I'm
erased.
looking at my rankings.
Kyle Pitts had like
I
two
can
for-
write
2 for
narratives for any
13.
of these guys right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Gallup.
Gallup. I like this game to be a shootout. That's a
Washington.
secondary that average like I think right now it's like 270 yards. They're giving
Yeah,
up
I
through
have-
the air on average.
I with you looking at my rankings. I have Gallup the highest. These guys are pretty close, all in the same like
and it's standard.
tier for me.
It's
but
standard.
Yeah.
You're looking for the splash play, right? You're looking for the big play because it's
You're
standard.
looking for the touchdown.
Yeah,
Really? Standard leagues are
Gallup's-
touchdown leagues.
Playability. Yeah.
Yeah, Gallup's the guy that's gonna and it should be a shootout.
Yeah, I agree. Gallup.
Well, I hope it's a Gallup week. My opponent's playing Schultz in his tight end spot, and I think he's even sitting Amari Cooper, and he's playing Terry McLaurin over him. So I hope he leaves it that way.
That's insane. I love it.
A couple leagues.
Well, he's a,
I love it
I don't
for
know.
you.
He's a cow. I know well, he might change his lineup. We still have an hour, right? But he's a Cowboys fan who I
Cooper's the
feel
guy. If
like.
he starts, you just start him because he just gets so many looks from Prescott.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what
I
mean?
haven't heard anything. I don't know why
Yeah.
he wouldn't be starting him. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, I
like
think
it.
he's
This
healthy.
is good. This is good for you.
I think so too. But knowing him, he's going to change his lineup right before kickoff. This is
Right,
like win
yeah,
and get in.
Tinker. Yeah.
This is actually I'm playing against my flag football quarterback. So if I beat him, I may not see targets
You know what
going
you
down
do?
the road.
You set all your lineups. And then you call him with 10 minutes to spare, and you just talk to him till the game.
Oh, dude, somebody did that to me the other week.
That's
Somebody did
happened
that
to
to me.
me hella times. I'm like,
I'll put it on
With
speakerphone.
waivers.
I'll put it on speakerphone and sit there doing it still.
With waivers, and I missed out, and I handled the waiver situation last week terribly. I remember I was telling Justin about it. This week I was very proactive, and I picked up like Jeff Wilson a few days ago, and I played KJ Osborne. I was very proactive with my.
got back on your Grizzy.
I picked
did.
up Palmer in a couple leagues because beginning of the week I was very, very on the Palmer side of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm
sitting Brandon Cooks, and I'm playing MVS over Brandon Cooks. That's what
Palmer
I'm
is
doing.
one
this week.
more thing for
Palmer
you
is
guys.
safer guy and has the upside. That's really what it is.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk some super draft pros here, guys.
Yeah.
Stacking dough with Super Draft Pro.
What up? Okay, so in case you guys don't know, Super Draft Pro, awesome app where you can do DFS in all 50 states. I didn't put it in the description. Hit me up on Twitter or any social media. I'll give you a link to it where you can sign up. But cool thing about Super Draft Pro is you could put whoever you want in your lineup. They just get multipliers depending on how great they are, right? Like, so Patrick Mahomes usually has a pretty low multiplier. It'll be like 1.2 or something like that, 1.15. and then
1.1.
Daniel Jones probably gets a 10 times multiplier.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
not
they have
quite
him
that much. But yeah, that's how it works. And so I want to know who you guys are rocking with for this. I like to do some sort of stack and
Give
lineup.
me Josh Allen, the Stallion, and Stephon Can You Digs It.
Man,
And
I like that.
and or Knox.
I like
Might even in instances I'm going all three of them even. I like the game stack.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
So the one I'm rocking with, we just discussed this team for the better half of the show, and it's due to the multipliers on these guys, right? Mike Williams and Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Yeah, I have Justin Herbert in a lineup, to be honest. And I'm trying to log in and look it up because I'm doing the show off on my phone. And of course, I have it on the app. So I'm trying to do the desktop version and log in to see what my lineups consist of. But I know I have I have three lineups for football. And I have three quarterbacks with the last name H. So let's figure it out. I think I have Heineke as one of them, right? So you could probably stack him with Ricky Seals-Jones, I think would probably be pretty good.
Even Gibson.
The other one I do have is Herbert, right? So we just mentioned that one, and I think that's a good play. And you could probably do it with Mike Williams, whose multiplier is probably pretty decent. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I haven't necessarily
looked
looked
it up right now. The actual multiplier.
And I have another quarterback with
so
an H.
You got a 1.2 multiplier for Herbert, and then a 1.4 for Mike Williams, which
1.4.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
Not bad. Oh, okay, good. I was able to log in. All right. So let me look at my lineups now. Save on this computer. Go to lineups.
All right,
Cool.
Troy, we're going to get to your question here in 1 second.
Let's see.
Yeah, shout out
Who's
to
that? Oh,
Troy.
and I have Taysom Hill, but he's like more of that Konami code. So still, I don't have a stack for him.
Because so I'll set
Kamara,
a couple
just
lineups,
stack-
and I always do
game stack
one
'em.
with a
Oh, I have
couple
Kamara in a
guys
different lineup.
who are boom
have
or
them spread
bust.
apart.
Like I won a couple of those boom or bust guys.
So
You know,
in all
when
my
I'm doing
lineups,
DFS.
I always pick like 4 running backs that I like, and I'm gonna go 3 out of the 4 in each one of my lineups. And the main staples are Eckler, Kamara, and then in my third, I'm going a ton of what's his name? I'm losing my mind. You know what? Scratch it.
All right, let's help people are waking up.
Yeah, let's
and
help.
nice thing, we're getting messages from Facebook this morning, which we
All
weren't before.
right.
Yeah,
So-
Facebook gave me money.
Standard scoring: Chuba, J-Rob, Javonte, or Aaron Jones. I'm going Javonte
I'm going
and
Javonte.
Aaron Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, the last two.
Even-
Totally agree
even
with that as well.
Standards. If you're only starting one of these, then Javonte for me.
Yeah, I'll go Javonte. Chuba's in a nice spot for standard too.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is the night game, so if something crazy were to happen, you wouldn't have an option to pivot to. So I'd probably start Javonte early, just in case.
All right, we got
Spin
another
some
one.
line.
We'll get us to pick 2: Hilliard, Burkhead, Penny. Again, standard. I'm having to start Monty, who may not get a lot of points today. I think Monty will. So I
think he'll
need
be all
2
right.
more running backs to go big for me today. Starting 1 running back in a flex.
So it'd be like Hilliard,
Yeah, it'd
For
probably
me.
be Hilliard. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I mean,
Hilliard's
Penny-
in there.
and then Penny,
really
and then
be too
lastly
excited.
Burkhead.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm not
guys.
even fooling with Burkhead at all. You
Yeah,
can just cut him.
you're gonna get like 10 to 12 touches for 38 yards and get lucky if they score. Texans haven't scored a touchdown in like 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, especially if you're hoping for someone to go big, like that's just not in the cards for Burkhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd hate to
Man.
admit it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. They freaking
Yeah,
suck.
And I'm hoping Hilliard doesn't get affected by McNichols coming back. But Hilliard he's just the most talented back they have when it comes to being a dual threat on the ground and through the air. Like because like Foreman, he's a ground guy, and then McNichols, he's through the air. And it's like here you have Hilliard could do both. I don't see why they don't see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm updating my Super Draft Pro lineups. Sorry, guys.
You're like, I'm logged in.
Gibson. There it is. Gibson is my third everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Antonio Gibson.
was
I have Antonio Gibson. Look, I have
Oh.
Taysom Hill, Antonio Gibson, Javonte Williams, Hunter Renfro,
I did wanna
Quinemius
ask you
St. Brown,
guys
Russell Gage. Like I'm just rolling. I'm gonna
About
take out
one
Russell
more
Gage here.
guy, Julio Jones.
You play him.
He's been
Julio.
activated.
Yeah.
There he is. I'm just
How
gonna
do
add
you
him into
guys-
my lineup.
Yeah, how you
Why
guys
not?
feel about Julio Jones?
I mean,
They're
he's
playing.
the number
They're playing
one.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
they're playing Jacksonville. That's how I
is like
feel.
bottom 5 against the pass. Yeah, we like it.
Yeah, how much
Hopefully
do
he
you
doesn't-
like it?
I mean, top
DFS
in
play.
WR2. If he gets a touchdown, I mean, he could have a top 12 finish, no doubt. It's just like, can he finish the game? You know what I mean? Like, you build that into your expectation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, but you know, he could have a Julio day at any given moment if he's healthy.
Because he is. I mean, Julio, when he stays healthy, is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he already had a couple Julio catches with Tannehill, but it's also like I also like worry about like they're are they on the same page? Because it's still brand new for Julio over there, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean,
but it's the Jags, so you roll him out there.
Exactly, and then he's also the number one there, so he should get targets.
Brown. No AJ Brown, he's gonna get 25% of the target market share probably.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's been a while since Tannehill's had him, to play on a roster. It's just he's been throwing into a bunch of who's Josh Reynolds kind of people. No, actually, Josh Reynolds with Detroit. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who else is there?
So Nick Westbrook, IKEA.
Yeah.
Furniture store.
Exactly.
Yeah. David Johnson is out this week or today, so.
Yeah.
He was out the other week also, and Burkhead didn't do anything with
him.
it.
Those are guys, just cut them.
Versus
you
the
don't
Jets.
Even Penny's one of those guys. Like, okay, I'll probably hold Penny if
Dude, you're better off with Royce. You're better off with Royce Freeman, who's actually on the Houston Texans roster and looks like he has some juice.
I always liked Royce Freeman.
If I'm starting any Houston Texan, that's the one I would be starting.
Sure.
And
yeah, why not? See what happens here towards the
to start.
See what happens here. No, but like I said, I mentioned it earlier. The Texans might be starting, to push some of the younger guys. Royce Freeman's, and you pick up a young dude who didn't really have a chance or get a chance in Denver after they drafted, Javonte and stuff. Brought in Melvin Gordon.
He was a second-round running back.
Yeah, so maybe they already found their young running back, and they're just going to let it ride with him. That could be. But the thing is, the offensive line still needs to get it together. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's the offense in general.
They're deeper league plays for sure.
Yeah. It's my dynasty team that has 3 wins. I'm playing guys like I said.
If I'm rocking with any of them, it's him, and I have Royce Freeman ranked as my RB 43.
Not bad. He's ranked.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a chance, but it's not one I want to take.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right in front of or a couple spots in front of Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback. I have to play Mike Davis this week because I have no running backs in a super deep league like that. So just see, that's what I'm rocking with. Yeah,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's just the only running back who's healthy on my bench. I have, my entire IR spot of 8 people. It's filled up. It's ridiculous. They're all studs too. It's damn, curse of the injuries in that dynasty league. And it's it's the one we're in. It's literally dynasty. My team's dead.
Dynasty. That's what the league's actually called, though. That's the league we're in.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I'm trying not to die this week. I could die this week. This is like do or die.
Do or die. Just do or die.
We get in or die or be dead because I want the highest pick I can get. If not making it, you know what I mean?
That might be me. I'm gonna get the high pick.
Hey, look at you're in good shape. That's awesome about dynasty.
That's the one benefit of dynasty leagues is even if you do bad, it's okay, well, I get a good draft pick.
Because in dynasty too, you could find the guy who's really big on whatever rookie, like the Bogart. You find the Bogart in your league and be like, hey bro, I got the first round pick, and you can get some veteran package deals going for players that you can actually get back going winning immediately. You know what I mean?
That's what I need to do.
It didn't work out great this year, but last year I traded a pick for a first round, or two years ago, I think, or no, yeah, last year I traded a first round pick and CEH for CMC, which worked out great for me. I forgot who the person drafted, but it wasn't anyone special. It was someone who didn't do anything this year.
To what you could have done with that first round pick versus getting CMC, you win.
This what we were talking about earlier.
I don't like first picks sometimes. It's too much pressure.
I mean, Jamar Chase, Najee Harris,
on Moreau today. He's dud last week, or was it game script?
It The game script should have helped him. What it was is that like they just because of the game script being negative, he had to block more because the pass rush was coming crazy. You know what I mean? And like so, I mean, this is going to be a windy game. I won't be surprised if it's a lower scoring game. I don't want that in fantasy, but like, you know what I mean? So hopefully the game is close is what I'm saying, where Moreau can actually do like, what's his name? Darren Waller things. You know what I mean? Because that's usually what happens when Darren Waller's out. You can slot Moreau in. You know what I mean? Like
it should be a good pick, but it wasn't last week.
It was frustrating because he was blocking for the whole first half. He didn't get a first target till like the end of the second quarter. And I was like, what are they doing? I was like, I killed myself. Then he got like 1 for 34 in the third quarter. I'm like, yes, here we go. It was a big one.
And then that was it.
And then that was it. You know what I mean? I think he had like 2 more catches after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they were all for short yardage. But I mean, it was definitely game scripts to answer his question. And I think if you're in a pinch, you roll out Moreau. Like the tight end landscape's so bad. If Moreau can get you 7 or 8 points, you're hella happy. And then he falls into the end zone, you're even more happy. You know what I mean?
What up, Maddie Daddy?
Maddie, you all right, man?
Yeah,
I heard you got mugged out there, man.
We're on the lookout. We're on the lookout.
We got your back, man. This gang.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna end the show here, so we got time to start set our lineup. So we got playoffs to make too, guys. So we'll see you guys.
To everybody.
Yo, hopefully we see you next week in the playoffs.
May the fantasy gods be with us.
What's up, everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're gonna get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.